Hi, my name is Ines Lopez. Welcome to Idea Elemental. This is a creation to be able to connect with feminine and masculine energies in the process of connecting with your vision and organizing it into a project. Very often, I've seen how when we are focused on creating a project or organizing tasks, we go into masculine energy mode. We think of things in terms of duration and complexity and so on from more of a brain attitude. We don't look at things from the feminine side sometimes. We are very structured and organized. And there are also situations where we focus a lot on feminine energy. We do meditations, especially if you have a conscious way of living or you are in a spiritual journey. You might be focusing a lot on your feminine energy aspects, meditating, feeling your objectives, feeling your goals, but perhaps you don't get to structure them in a very practical way. So the idea of Idea Elemental is combining the best of both worlds, getting you to connect through your feminine energy with your vision and your goals and what projects would make those things happen, but also sharing with you and guiding you through masculine energy tools, project management tools, and steps that would allow you to organize that efficiently so that it's easier to carry them out. So, what we are going to do is first we're going to connect with the vision through a meditation. And in this meditation, you would also be connecting with the elemental energies, which I find are great allies for absolutely anything that we are doing, energetically speaking. Then I will show you a few easy steps to organize your vision and organizing a project. We will focus on one project. Your vision might have more than one project, but then once you know the method, you can replicate it for the rest. So now we're going to do a meditation to connect with your vision. I would suggest that you find a comfortable position. You can be seated, you can be laying down, however you feel called to is absolutely fine. Grab something to warm you up, perhaps a blanket or a sweater, just in case the body temperature drops a little bit so that you don't get, so you have it nearby and you don't get distracted through the meditation if that happens. So start taking deep breaths. And with each breath, imagine that the air that is leaving your body is allowing you to release any tension of thoughts or any physical tension. Each breath is helping you to feel more and more relaxed. If you feel there is a possibility of getting more comfortable, even if it's 0.001, make any adjustments to be able to be more comfortable. And in your next breath, place your awareness in your head, relaxing that part of the body, giving that intention to your body. As you breathe again, move your awareness down to your neck and your shoulders, giving the body the orders to relax them. Taking another breath, move your awareness to your torso, your back, your arms, and set the intention to relax them. Your next breath, Move your awareness onto your legs, relaxing them as you exhale. Take a deep breath and feel how all your body is relaxed. And as you take another breath, you can imagine or perhaps see or feel that a ball of light of your favorite color is dropping down the sky. And this ball of light is going to do a journey on your body. Every movement that she makes as she moves through your body, she's helping you relax more. The ball of light starts the journey on your right hand and goes all the way up through your arm to the elbow, to the shoulder, and then goes down the right side of the torso, reaching the right hip, going down the right leg, going into the knee, the ankle, and the foot. You can feel all the right side of your body relaxed. And the ball of light is now going onto the left side of the body, going to the left hand, going up the arm into the elbow, the shoulder, going down the left side of the torso, going down the left hip, down the leg, to the left knee, the ankle, and the foot. All your left side relaxed. And the ball of light is now going to your lower back, going up into the middle back, the upper back, the back of your neck, the back of your head, top of your head, your forehead, top of the nose, mouth, chin, going down to your chest, to your heart center. As you have your awareness in your heart center, being grateful to yourself for taking this time, you notice how the ball of light that is placed there in your heart center becomes a vortex, a portal. And knowing that you are safe, you jump into this portal and you start flying through time and space. And you arrive in a beautiful place in nature. And you can notice the ground, the temperature is just right, the smell is perfect. And there is a gentle breeze. And this breeze is picking up a little bit. And as it does, you can see that there is a screen, like a movie screen, that is coming with the wind and is placing itself in front of you. As you take a deep breath, you start seeing a movie there. And you know that this is your vision. This is your future where all your dreams have come true. Taking a deep breath and noticing what is it in your vision. What are you doing? Who are you with? As you take another deep breath, you step forward and you go into that movie and you become that version of you. So what are you doing? How are you feeling? Taking a deep breath as you are feeling whatever you are feeling and asking yourself, how did you get here? What did you do? What goals did you set for yourself? What projects did you do to make those goals happen? Taking a deep breath as you are getting this information. What is it that you stopped doing to be able to be there in that moment, fulfilling your vision? As you take another breath, focus your attention in your heart space. Taking another deep breath in, you notice that there is a spark in this version of you, this version that has achieved all your dreams. That version of you has the spark, the fire of creativity, of energy, of motivation. As you connect with that spark that is living in your heart, you feel how, as you take another breath in, you are letting it out of your body and you see it in front of you. As you take a deep breath, seeing that spark, knowing that it's just a reflection of the spark that you have inside, you find a place there in your vision where you can plant this seed, this spark. You grab it with your hands and you place it somewhere. Perhaps it's on the ground, or perhaps a pot has appeared. And just placing it there so that that spark can grow again. And as you place it on the ground, so that it becomes material, so that the earth element can help to organize it. You feel how that spark is creating roots that are going down into Mother Earth. It is becoming material, it is getting structured. And Mother Earth is starting to feed her the unconditional love of the divine energy. As you take another breath, you notice how, in this vision that you're having, now the sun is coming up, the light is showing up, and is showering that seed. Taking a deep breath in, placing your hands, and knowing that your body is full of water. As you place your hands in this vision, you notice how a few drops of water are falling onto the seed. And so the seed is growing. Taking a deep breath, you notice that this growth, this vision, these all of these roots, those are the different projects, the different things that you have to do to be in this place, this seed, The elements are just showing you how to replicate this path. As you take another breath, perhaps ask yourself, what else does this version of you want to tell you? As you thank that version of you for all the advice, for all the information, the elements, for helping you connecting with your vision, the goals, projects, taking a deep breath and knowing that you can come back to this place whenever you feel, whenever you want to connect with this experience again. Now going back into your body, visualizing the room where you left your physical body in your mind's eye, stretching your hands, your feet, and when you are ready, coming back. Welcome back. I would suggest that you write down, you pause this video and write down all of the experience, the feelings, what was happening in your vision, what goals, what projects came through. So pause this video and do that. Hello again. So I hope that you had now your vision, at least on paper. At least you understand what is it that you are going towards and what could be your goals and projects. Now I'm going to explain a little bit how I see organizing your vision. As I mentioned before, the way that I see visions is that a vision is like your ultimate dream, that experience of the life that you have always wanted to have. That could have different goals. Think of goals as categories of topics. So, for example, if in your vision you saw yourself uh, with a partner, your partner, in a particular house and doing particular work, or exploring your hours of the day in a particular way, you can have a goal that is related to that house, for example, finding that house. You can, or creating that house. Perhaps the house is the same, the one that you are in, but it looks different, right? So that would be a goal of making housework and make that house look like it was looking in your vision. Another type of goal could be related to your profession, to how you spend your working hours. So those are different goals within the same vision. Now, a goal sometimes it can be something big. It can be something that it might take you a few years to complete or a few months. And so there could be times where a goal has more than one project. It can be only one project or it can be more than one. I define project as a set of tasks. Often in project management methodologies, they say a project is something that has a clear beginning and a clear end. So it's something that has a period that is very set and very defined. So, for example, if you are talking about doing house reforms, you can think about, well, a project of that could be doing the design of that house work. Another project could be finding the contractors and, the people that are going to make that happen. You can even see a project like finding the budget or, having the money to be able to do that hard work. So you can break down goals into projects. And then within a project, there are going to be tasks. The level of detail that you apply to the tasks is completely up to you. For example, if you are thinking about the project of doing the design for that house work, a task could be doing the research to find rooms and how you want the light to come in and how you want the space to come in. And that research, it could be seen as a whole task, one task. Or if you want it, you can break it down further. You could say, okay, I'm going to first find um, websites that talk about housework, and that is a task. And then I'm going to investigate this particular aspect of lighting in each of the websites, and that could be another task. The more tasks you have, the more you're going to get that fulfillment or that achievement of ticking a task off. So having a few tasks sometimes is useful because we release good hormones when we tick things off, and we feel accomplishment. But at the same time, they also require maybe a little bit more management, especially if you then create a timeline, which is one of the things that I'm going to show you how to do. The more tasks that you have, if one task doesn't go according to plan and gets delayed, it can affect the rest of the timeline, and sometimes there's a little bit of more maintenance because of that. But it's completely up to you. You can, once you do a project and you start working through this, you will find what level of granularity, this is the term that is used, you want to apply for your task. And basically, this is how you organize a vision. You look at the goals, so broad categories. Then you look at, okay, what things that are specific in time that has a unique starting point and end do I need to make that goal happen? And then how do I accomplish that? How I break that further into tasks. And as I said, tasks can be something that it is very simple or a little bit more complex. They can be tasks that you do in half an hour. They can be tasks that you do in a day, 2 weeks. It depends on how you want to set the whole thing up. So what I would like you to do is go over the vision that you have written and start breaking it down in a more organized way. So how you wrote the vision, and in this example, I'm going to use being a published author instead of the house, as we were talking earlier. Ask yourself, what goals would that make true? Would make this vision come true? You might have got already some goals through part of the meditation, but if not, just ask yourself. So if I want to be a published author, for example, a goal could be publishing a book that is read by 1 million people. Goals often have some sort of measurement, something that would tell you that it could be quantifiable. It could be also in terms of numbers, or it could be in terms of experience, like qualitative. It tends to be easier sometimes doing it with numbers, but we cannot forgive about the experience factor or the feminine energy factor, because even being a published author, you are a published author even if 1 million people don't read your book, right? Like you've done your book. So keep that in mind. But ask yourself, what goals could make this vision come true? And write down the goals aligned to that vision. And then go further and say, okay, so I'm going to break the goals into projects. And in this example about the book, one project could be writing a book by June 2024. Another project could be promoting the book. So as you see, I could pack everything into a book for June 2024, and I could include the promotion as part of that project, but I've decided to split it. And I did that because I feel it's different type of activities. One thing is creating and writing, editing, and putting it all together and formatting. Promoting for me has a different type of energy, it's a different type of activity, and so I created a different project for it. So that's an indication of how you can perhaps split projects up as well. Um, so do all of these, write down the vision and goals and structure it more into projects, and then choose one project. You're going to focus on one project for the next part of the workshop. Once you know how to do what you are going to learn for one project, you can replicate it for the rest. But I feel it is easier when you have your mind focused on just one project. Choose the one that inspires you the most and you're the most excited. And that's always going to be the best choice to get that going. So pause this video and then we will continue. Welcome back. So now we are going to do some steps to organize a project. So hopefully you have your vision, you have your goals, and you have your projects, and you have chosen a particular project that is very exciting for you to do the next steps. So the first thing that I would like you to do is choose a provisional date. When would you like this project to be done by? Put a date. Whatever date you do is gonna be okay. We just gonna use it later. The next step would be, what tasks do you have to do? And first, just look at the project and start writing tasks down. And don't worry about the order or whatever. So if I'm saying I want to be a published author and therefore one of my projects is creating a book, well, what do I have to do? I have to create a draft, I have to edit it, then I have to think about the billing, the pricing, then I have to think about how do I, find people to test it. I have to incorporate the feedback, all of those things. So just write the tasks down. Obviously, after each of these steps, pause the video to be able to do the activity yourself. Once you have listed the tasks, now consider their order, because some things will have to happen first, will have to come before some. So I can't edit a draft if I haven't written the book, right? So I know that create a draft will have to come before, and then I can edit. And I wouldn't be able to incorporate feedback if I haven't found people to give me feedback. So when you have your list of things, your first list, now it's time to say, okay, this has to happen first, then this follows, and go do that for all the tasks that you have listed out. Next, I would suggest that you do an estimate of duration for each of the tasks. So you have your list of tasks in order, and then you say, okay, the first task I feel is going to take me 1 week. The next task, 3 days. The next, 2 days. So go over your list of tasks and assign them a duration. For the next step, what you are going to do is choosing a starting point of the first task. For example, you say, okay, so I'm going to start this project next Monday. And imagine next Monday is 1st of February, just for the sake of an example. You said that the first task is going to take you 1 week, following the example that I'm using here. So the 1st of February, I'm starting the first task and it's going to take me a week. So let's imagine that when I'm saying a week, I'm saying 5 working days, right? So the 1st of February, I'm starting. So it's going to take me 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th of February. I'm assuming that I'm not going to work over the weekends. So the next task won't be able to start until the 8th of February, until the next Monday, right? So in your list of maybe you need to write it down again, but you get your list of tasks and you start saying, okay, so the first task starts on the 1st of February. And because it's going to take me a week, it's going to end on the 5th of February. So the following task will start on the 8th of February and it will take me 3 days. So it will be 8, 9, and 10. So this is how you are building your duration into your dates. So you start giving dates, specific calendar dates, because you know how many days something is going to take, and you have chosen which day your project starts with. So go do this part of the exercise. So once you have your list with the tasks and the dates built up, like in a sequence, because you have organized all of your tasks and you have given the project a start date and you started building up on the dates based on the duration of your project. So what you have done is actually created a timeline. That is as simple as that. Now, what you have at the beginning, remember that the first question that I ask you is, when do you want your project to be done by? You gave it a date, and imagine that that date was 28th of February. What you do, one of the things to do now is looking at your last task and see when your last task ends. If it ends before the 28th of February, fantastic, because actually you have been able to do your project or plan your project and it meets the date that you originally wanted. So that's great. Sometimes though, you might say, okay, I wanted it on the 28th to be done on the 28th of February, but when I see all of the tasks and the durations that I given to each of the tasks, turns out that I'm ending on 30th of March. So you are way past that the original date that you ideally wanted. There are a few things that you can do for that. When you have assigned durations, perhaps you can consider revising those durations. Perhaps you were very committed and you put dates that were very specific and very challenging. Or perhaps you were more flexible and you put dates or durations that were big and you know that you can shorten them. So depending on how you have approached it, you could maybe find more time there. Maybe you can say, okay, so the first task I said that it would take me 1 week, but maybe I can do it in 3 days, right? So that way you have found 2 extra days. So you start thinking about the durations for the tasks to try to make them perhaps shorter. You have to be mindful that sometimes you are going to need X amount of time and it's not going to be really productive if you try to shorten it, because maybe you get stressed out or maybe it's not realistic. And so sometimes the best answer is actually saying, you know what, I wanted it for the 20th of February, but maybe the 30th of March is okay, right? Or you find a compromise. Maybe you find some days that you say, and that takes the final date to 15th of March. And you're like, okay, well, that's okay. So don't be too aggressive on setting durations for tasks, because at the end of the day, you need to have some amount of flexibility. This is probably a project that you are going to do on top of everything else that you are doing. So be mindful of that as well. If you challenge yourself a lot, perhaps you won't be able to meet the deadlines, and that can actually create a down spiral in a way in the mindset and make you stop the project altogether because you feel that you are not making it through. So perhaps it's better to be more flexible and be a little bit more open to making things to last longer, or making projections that last a little bit longer, and be okay if you take a little longer to do the project. Another way to shorten things up is finding external resource to help you out. For some of these tasks, you might actually notice, or you might also actually have the feeling of, actually, I don't know how to do this. I will need to get help, right? If that was the case for some of the tasks, what you need to do is to start looking for quotes, start looking for people that will be able to help you with that. And you tell them, okay, I want to do this work. And you ask them, how long will it take you? And what type of exchange would you want? If it's a friend, maybe you have an exchange of some sort. If it's someone that is professional, you might have another exchange, and that might be money might be involved. For the tasks that you are not an expert on, it is better to get the duration advice from someone that is going to be doing the task. And this is a way of shortening things up, because while that person is doing that task for you, you can do something else. So in a timeline, you can have things going in sequence, right? And sometimes, yes, there are things that are going to have to happen one after another. But you might also have tasks that are independent from other tasks. And so you can place them wherever you want in your timeline to make your timeline work however you want. If you have someone that is going to be, for example, doing the editing of your book, you can start finding people to test the book before the editing is done, because finding people is a matter of putting messages out and having conversations. So you don't need to have everything ready to send them already. You can start doing that task before. So you, by doing that, what you do is you save a little bit of time, because you are not waiting until the end of this task to start this one. And in particular, when editing is, for example, something that someone else is doing for you, you wouldn't have anything to do while this is happening. So it's good to take advantage of that and move some tasks to fill that space. So that would allow you to shorten things up as well. So all in all, these are basic practices, a simple way, I hope, to see how to organize a project, tasks into a project. Just so you know, I use ClickUp to create this timeline. It's a software that you can use. You can create an account for free. This is how I use this one. And now that you know how to organize a project, your objective would be organizing the rest of your projects for each of the goals that you have in your vision, so that you can create your vision and make it happen. Be kind to yourself while you are doing all these projects and all this work. Make sure you celebrate every time that you make a project, or every time you achieve something that you feel is important, because sometimes we forget about our celebration, about our growth, about taking care of our mindset, and we get busy with things. And it's good to also appreciate all the progress and all the things. If something doesn't go the way that you intended, please be kind to yourself and try to see it as an opportunity to grow and learn. And try to ask yourself, okay, I didn't do this task how I wanted, or this task didn't have the result that I wanted. What can I learn? How can I make it different next time? And always have that perception of, okay, it didn't work yet. It's not that you are not able, it's not that it's impossible, it's just that you haven't found yet the way to make it the best way for you. And that's all that it is. So I hope this has helped. And now, as I said, you can go back to the rest of the projects. And this is just a little bit of a description of who I am and what my experience with project management is. You can find my LinkedIn profile. And also, if you would like help with your project and getting it to the next level, or you want to explore other things that I have offered, you can follow the QR code to find more. So it's been a pleasure. I hope this has helped you, and good luck with taking your vision into reality.